Hi, my name is Noor Aina Mira binti Rosaman. My student ID is 261FG26066U. For this presentation, we will be discussing the case of Roslan bin Muhammad Som and Anwar V. Pendawaraya, which was heard in the High Court of Malaya at Kuala Lumpur. This case is related to the Sabong Haji hacking incident where employees were found guilty of misusing the computer system and manipulating pilgrims' information. The case is important because it involves issues of corruption, abuse of position, computer misuse, and public trust. Through this case, we can understand how the law responds when individuals use their authority or access to commit unlawful acts, especially in an institution that serves the public. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Alia Zara binti Matsuriat. My student ID is 261FG261CP, and this is classification of law. This case resulted in punishment based on positive law, with the evidence of punishment set by the court according to the written law, which has been enacted in the constitution or legislation that is legally enforced in society. This case also resembles domestic law as to it being a national problem in Malaysia rather than an international one. It falls under public law category, seemingly due to the involvement of the state government, in this case, who are enforced to act in its sovereign capacity and prosecute harms against society, rather than just dispute between individuals privately. Based on the crime report, the two individuals disregard the prohibition of behavior that causes harm to others, which evidently proves to be a form of criminal law. This act falls under Penal Code Act 574, which often applied alongside for charges related to fraud and dishonesty.
Hello everyone, my name is Sai Durgaisri Anapumbatoni Ravindran and my student ID is 261FG2619R. So I'm going to present about identification and explanation of parties and judges. So for parties, we have 5 parties, 2 guilty, 1 prosecution, 2 defense. So the first guilty is Roslan Mohammed Som. The explanation is he's accepted 6,750 bribe to allow 27 pilgrims to jump Hajj queue 2010 and is charged under S17A Mark Act 2009. It's sentenced 4 years in imprisonment with 40,000 fine. It's default 16 months. And second, we have guilty Afizul MD Yassin had Tabung Haji pilgrim database and set 27 unauthorized name June to July 2010. It's charged under 5 Computer Crimes Act 1997. It's sentenced 3 years in imprisonment plus 60,000 fine. It's default 8 months. And the third one, we have prosecution. Mod Sofian Zakaria, Deputy Public Prosecutor, MAC, called 15 witnesses, argued mitigation was really a personal excuse. And the fourth one, we have defense. Defense named by Imam Abu Said Narawi for Afizul. It pleaded leniency seated for health. And the fifth one, we have defense, Rusli Zain for Roslan. And I'm sorry, I didn't mention the fourth one, Imam Abu Said Narawi defense for Afzul, and the fifth one, Rusli Zain defense for Roslan. It's represented at session court level. Next slide, identification and explanation of judges. So we have 3 things. First one is judge, second one is judicial commissioner, and the third one is panel. So for the judge, for this case is Mat Ghani Abdullah, Session Court Trial 2014, and it's convicted both accused after full trial, sentenced Roslan 4 years and Afizul 3 years. Its defense failed to raise reasonable doubt, allowed stay of execution bail raised to 30,000 each. And for second one, the Judicial Commissioner, Dato Muhammad Sharif Abu Sama, he's a High Court Appeal 2016. It dismissed both appeals. Held Session Court judge did not have in law or fact upheld full convictions and sentences, ordered immediate imprisonment, denied installment payment of fines. And the third one, we have panel. So we have 3 panel here. First one is Dato Zawawi Saleh Mengwai, and the second one, Dato Abdul Rahman Sebli. And the third one is Dato Karmadin Hashim. It's from Court of Appeal, Final 2017. 3-judge panel dismissed Roslan final appeal, found sufficient evidence supporting conviction, and upheld 4-year sentence. Sentence run from date of hearing and counting for 15 days served. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nishara Afrin binti Muhammad Anis. My student ID is 261FG261LP. I will talk about relevant legislation Tabung Haji hacking case, Sessions Court KL 2014. Number 1. Computer Crimes Act 1997, Act 563, Section 3, Unauthorized Access to Computer Material. Afizul, the system analyst, had used a special computer program to access Tabung Haji's database without authorization. This satisfies Section 3(1) of the Computer Crimes Act 1997, CCA 1997, as he caused the computer to perform a function with intent to secure unauthorized access, knowing that such access was unauthorized. Number 2. Computer Crimes Act 1997, Act 563, Section 5, Unauthorized Modification of Computer. After gaining access, the accused added the pilgrims' names into the fast-track Hajj list, constituting an authorized modification of the contents of Tabung Haji's computer system. This amounts to an offense under Section 5(1) of the Computer Crimes Act 1997, CCA 1997. Number 3, MACC Act 2009, Act 694, Section 17A, Receiving Gratification, Bribery. Clark Roslan Muhammad Som, 47 years old, was convicted of accepting Rm 6,750 of gratification to allow 27 pilgrims to jump queue in the 2010 Hajj list. As an officer of a public body, the acceptance of such gratification constitutes a corrupt offence under Section 17A of the MACC Act 2009. Number 4, Penal Code Act 574, Section 409, Criminal Breach of Trust by Public Servant. Roslan, as a public servant with the control over Tabung Hajj pilgrimage database, may also constitute criminal breach of trust under Section 409 Penal Code if it is established that he dishonestly misused his entrusted position over the system. Section 409 applies to breach of trust by a public servant or agent and carries imprisonment of not less than 2 years and up to 20 years, which possible fine. Thank you. That's all.
Hello everyone, my name is Nur Aisha Farisha binti Zainal Effendi and my student ID is 261FG261CK. I would like to present the supporting case about PPV Ruslan Muhammad Som and Anur, corruption and bribery. This case is related to corruption and misuse of a computer system in Tabung Haji. The accused, Ruslan Muhammad Som and Afizul Muhammad Yassin, were employers of Tabung Haji who abused their position for personal benefit. Ruslan accepted money from several pilgrims to help them jump the Hajj waiting list, while Afizul used his IT knowledge to manipulate the Tabung Haji database without authorization. This case became very serious because the Hajj registration system is supposed to be fair and transparent. Many Muslims wait for years to perform Hajj, so their action cues unfairness and damage public trust in Tabung Haji. The court found both accused guilty of corruption and unauthorized modification of computer data. Rozan was sentenced to 4 years imprisonment and fined Rm 40,000, while Afiz received 3 years imprisonment and Rm 60,000 fine. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Atazara binti Muhammad Hezri and my student ID is 261FG261HJ. I would like to present the supporting case 2, which is the case of public prosecutor versus Datuk Serihir Toyo. This case involved Datuk Serihir Toyo, who was accused of abusing his position for personal benefit under the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission or MACC Act. The issue in this case was the purchase of 2 luxury lots and a bungalow in Shah Alam at a price that was much lower than the actual market value. The court believed that he used his power and position as a public official to obtain these properties unfairly, which was considered a corrupt act and an abuse of power. In 2011, the court found him guilty and sentenced him to imprisonment. This case became one of the most well-known corruption cases in Malaysia because it showed that even high-ranking government officials can be punished if they misuse their authority. In conclusion, this case highlights the importance of integrity, transparency, and accountability in public service to prevent corruption and abuse of power. That's all. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Daya Nurbah. My student ID is 261FG261GH. In conclusion, this case demonstrates how corruption and cybercrime can seriously damage public trust and fairness within important institutions. The accused abused their authority and technological access for personal gain, especially within a system that should operate fairly for all citizens. Through the Computer Crimes Act, the MACC Act, and criminal law principles, the Malaysian courts ensured accountability and upheld the rule of law. Ultimately, this case serves as an important reminder that misuse of public power and computer systems will be taken seriously and punished accordingly.
Hi, my name is Diana Zulaika binti Muhammad Daniel Hamzah. My student ID is 261FG26092. So, this case gave an important lesson about how technology can be misused from inside an organization. It showed that employees with authorized access could still manipulate system for personal gain if security controls are weak. Because of this incident, public confidence in the Tabung Haji Hajj registration system was affected, especially regarding fairness in the Hajj waiting list. The case also emphasized the need for stronger cybersecurity measures, better monitoring system, and ethical responsibility among employees. In addition, it became one of Malaysia's notable cybercrime cases under the Computer Crime Act 1997 and highlighted the importance of electronic evidence in legal investigations and court cases. That's all from us. Thank you.